Welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, we're going to be working on the front half of the car, front third of the car, whatever. We're going to take off the rest of this stuff on the front, anything that's not actually part of the chassis, because what we're trying to do is shore up everything on the chassis, make sure everything's completely solid, painted, protected for the future. We're going to start off by taking care of all of this up here, taking that off the car, anything that the little extra parts on the car, like this. So I'm realizing now that I painted the engine bay a little prematurely, a lot prematurely. That's okay. Because originally I was just going to kind of throw something in it, it was going to get running, and that was going to be awesome. But now, after thinking about it for a while and talking with a bunch of buddies, I think I'm going to go ahead and shave. It's not going to be perfect. We're going to weld up some of the holes, in the fenders, everything like that, all the holes that aren't going to be used anymore. And the thing is, if we need some new ones for later down the line, because it's going to be a whole new engine and everything, then we'll drill it and tap it ourselves. So the big thing for today is taking care of under the fenders. That's really what I'm kind of worried about. So we're going to go ahead and finish up the welds here and wire wheel any of the bare metal, and we'll prime it and paint it, and we're going to get everything ready. We'll undercoat everything, seam seal it, all the the whole 9 yards. What should happen is all of this will be good to go at the end of this episode. So stay tuned and watch. Yeah, so we're going to start by taking this stuff off. So let's go ahead and do that. That's one. Alright guys, so we got this whole front part off. It's all stashed away in the pile of stuff. Also, off camera, I backed out a couple of the screws and drilled them out and whatnot that got cut off in these little, where the fender was being held up. So when I get back from getting some food, we're going to get on to cleaning all of this. And then we'll start working on this front section here. And then all of the holes that are over here, you can really see it here. It looks like a starry night. So all those holes we are going to go ahead and weld up, and then we'll get to finishing up the welds over here. It's just going to be this huge welding thing. It's going to be great. And then we'll see what we're going to do from there. Alright guys, so I just finished welding up all the little holes. It took a long time because I did it on both sides. That way we could grind them down on both sides and then be perfectly flat. I also finished up the frame repair on that side and welded that whole thing. Now we're going to go through and grind them all down and seam seal them. Alright guys, so I hit him with the automotive primer. That should dry here in about 15 minutes, honestly. So I wanted to go ahead and get that done so that when I come back we can go ahead and seam seal it on the inside. We're going to make it nice and smooth. So what we're about to do now is finish up grinding off the welds inside both sides of the wheel well. And then we'll take wire wheel, clean up anything in here. So yeah, let's get to finishing this up. Alright, so I cleaned up everything, and it actually came out a lot better than I thought it was going to, just getting years of dirt and grime off of it. I haven't gotten to wire wheel the parts that are rusted yet. I'm probably going to have to come back and do that, so it's actually getting pretty late on me. But what I want to do before I leave is go ahead and hit the bare metal spots with some automotive primer, just to protect it from surface rust. The primer needs to go in there before we do the seam sealer anyway, so it's kind of killing two birds with one stone. And then when we come back, we'll be able to wire wheel this, seam seal everything, prime the outside edges, undercoat, etc. Get onto the engine bay. Alright guys, so I hit all the bare metal inside and outside the engine bay with primer so that when I'm gone it won't rust, as well as it can dry, so that when we need to put the seam sealer basically on everything that I just primed. The primer's supposed to go down first anyway, and then the seam sealer, and we're going to apply that, and then we'll be able to button up everything. I'll be back in a couple of days, and for y'all it will take no time at all. Alright guys, I am back. It is a new day. I got a little bit late start today, but that's alright. So far, before I started filming, I took the seam sealer and kind of went through the different parts, touched up all the places that we weld inside the fenders on both sides, and then laid out a little bit of tarp because I don't want it to overspray on everything. And I'm going to hit it with some undercoating, just in these areas. Alright guys, so it's been a couple of days. I actually came back and finished a lot of this off camera. It just kind of got out of hand and I finished it. But everything's structurally sound. We're going to eventually paint the engine bay completely gloss black, make it look a lot better than it is right now. But we just got a couple of touch-up pieces to do, and that'll wrap up the episode. There was a spider in there.
Nice.